All right. So,
Storm watch number 524 affected that on Saturday. This watch includes the following counties in Iowa, Lyon and Sioux, and the following counties in Minnesota, Nobles, Pipestone and Rock, and the following counties in South Dakota, Lake, Lincoln, McCook, Minnehaha, Moody, and Turner. Remember, a severe thunderstorm watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including large-scale and damaging winds in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for latest statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. Operating on a frequency of 162.40 megahertz. This is NOAA Weather Radio Station WXN28, broadcasting from a transmitter near Rowena, South
all right. So you guys heard that. We have some weather to talk about. First up on the list here. Let's go ahead and talk about this. We do have a tornado warning that is in effect here in Minnesota. We're going to get to it right now. Tornado warning until 8:30, so another 20 minutes on this. This storm is moving east at 30 miles per hour. This is a radar-indicated tornado in southwestern Minnesota. This is near Marshall, but northeast of Marshall. This is up near the Echo area, near Bellevue, near Wood Lake. This is for Yellow Medicine and Redwood County in Minnesota, up near the Granite Falls area. So again, that is the spot. That's what we're looking at. That is our area of greatest concern right now. For our area is that tornado warning that again is in effect here. So again, you have the tornado warning. So again, that is the spot. So tornado warning in effect here. And this is right over the Bellevue area. If you're in Bellevue, Minnesota, please be seeking shelter. This is heading towards the Redwood Falls area as well. So if you were kind of around that Redwood Falls area, you guys need to be in your basement, seeking shelter immediately near the Delhi and Bellevue areas there in Minnesota. Now, unfortunately, this is kind of a bad spot. It's in between all of our radars. It's in between the Sioux Falls radar. It's in between Aberdeen, in between the cities. It's kind of in that gutter zone. It's in kind of a bad spot where it's kind of hard to see anything. But you gotta respect the polygon. You gotta respect our warnings that are out, and that is what we have. Again, this is for again Yellow Medicine County in Minnesota. That is where we have the tornado warning that continues. I gotta do something behind the scenes here real quick. Bear with me. All right, give me 1 second. All right, so we do apologize there. We were having some technical difficulties. We are back here. Looks like they did drop the tornado warning, so that is great news. Did allow that to expire early, so that's good news. It was this storm right here, just northwest of Redwood Falls. All right, so we do apologize there. And we're having some... yeah, I don't see. I'm looking off of the Minneapolis radar, and I don't see anything on the velocity. So that's good news there. Looks like that storm is weakening. Now, we do have chasers out in the field. They are on this storm that is near Marshall. That's the storm that our chasers are on. Braden and his team are out there. They're out in the field. They're out in this area. They are kind of near the Marshall area. I don't know their exact location, unfortunately, but they are right there in that area. Now, the main headline, we do have another tornado warning that just got issued, so we're going to get to that. But first, I do want to mention we do now have a brand new severe thunderstorm watch. Just as I was arriving at the studio, they did issue a new severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect. Let's see here. So again, severe thunderstorm watch in effect. And there's that tornado warning on the bottom of your screen there until 9 p.m. for Brown County in Nebraska. Let's see. So again, Brown County in Nebraska. As you can see right there. That's kind of what you're looking at. But again, severe thunderstorm watch. That is in effect there. That area is shaded in yellow. That is where we have our severe thunderstorm watch. So again, Brown. All right. There we go. Fix the lighting a little bit. There we go. Okay, so severe thunderstorm watch again in effect here for this area shaded in yellow for northeastern Nebraska, southeastern South Dakota, northwestern Iowa, and southwestern Minnesota. Area shaded in yellow. That is in effect. Let me read this off for you guys here. Again, severe thunderstorm watch. Fresh off the pan here. This is brand new. So, severe thunderstorm watch for, again, northwestern Iowa, southwestern Minnesota, central and northeastern Nebraska, southeast South Dakota. Effective until 3 a.m. tonight. So this is going to be out for a while. Threats include scattered large hail, very large hail events of 2 inches in diameter. So that's been pretty big hail. It's bigger than golf ball sized hail. 70-mile-an-hour winds, scattered damaging wind gusts there. And then tornado or two is possible. Anywhere in this yellow shaded area, that does include Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls is right smack dab in the middle of this. So yes, Sioux Falls is under the gun here this evening and tonight for severe weather. Again, all modes are on the table. Again, there's a 5% probability of Sioux Falls seeing a tornado tonight as well. It says here, widely scattered intense thunderstorms, including supercells, will develop and track across the watch area into the overnight period. Large hail and damaging winds are the primary threats. So it also means here, severe thunderstorm watches means conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms in and close to the watch area. People in the areas of that watch should be on the lookout for threatening weather conditions and listen to National Weather Service and, of course, Storm Chasers for possible warnings. Severe thunderstorms can and occasionally do produce tornadoes. So, again, the current picture, we do have thunderstorms right now in southwestern and west central Minnesota. Now, the South Dakota side right now, we are in the clear as of 8 o'clock, as of 8:30. South Dakota is in the clear. However, Minnesota, west central, southwestern Minnesota, is under the gun for severe weather. We already had a tornado warning that was just issued a little while ago, and it just got allowed to expire. So that's good news. However, now we have to shift our focus a little bit, and we're going to go down into Nebraska now, as we do have a new tornado warning that is fresh off the box here. This is down near the Ainsworth, Johnstown area. Tornado warning. Look at that. Wow. That is a pretty intense supercell thunderstorm there. My, oh my. That is about as strong as it gets right there. That is a very strong supercell. Near Ainsworth. So if you got any folks down in the Ainsworth, Nebraska area, be sure to let them know. If you're down in that area, please seek shelter immediately, as this is under the severe thunderstorm watch. There's your supercell. That is a classic supercell right there, just south of Johnstown, Nebraska. And there, anytime you get that hook feature on the radar picture like that, that is a classic signature for a tornado right there in that notch, man. That hook echo there. There's your hook right there. So that is a classic look there. Now, if we look at the velocity, and I'm not going to lie, there's not a whole lot there, but that doesn't mean that a tornado is not happening. That still could very much mean that a tornado warning could be, that a tornado could be possible on this storm. Again, and now look at this, just as I say that. This tornado has been upgraded. This tornado warning box has been upgraded. It is now a confirmed tornado. Now again, severe thunderstorm watch for this area. Again, not a tornado. We're not looking at a tornado watch. It is a severe thunderstorm watch. But within this watch, you can still get tornadoes. And there's still potential for 1 to 2, maybe more tornadoes. That's according to the National Weather Service. They are saying tornadoes are still possible this evening, and we're already seeing it right here in Nebraska. We saw one a little earlier in Minnesota, and now we see one here in Nebraska. Tornado warning here in effect until 9 o'clock, so a half hour on this warning box. And this is moving south at 15 miles per hour, so it is not moving very fast at all. It is moving pretty slow, and again, this purple polygon is that what that means is it's a tornado warning, but it's also a confirmed tornado. And man, that is a very classic tornado signature. That is about as good as it gets. You don't see that every day. You don't really see that good of a classic supercell very often. But when you do, that's what it looks like. Right there, that is as classic as it gets. So again, just a little bit southwest of Ainsworth, Nebraska. That's the area we're looking at right now. So again, if you are in that area, please be seeking shelter immediately. This is a very intense supercell at this point. So again, we are just going to continue to watch this very closely. And if you look at the velocity data, as you can see there, I mean, there's not a whole lot on the velocity, but we're starting to see a little bit there. The area we're looking at is right in here. That's the area of, that's where your tornado is. Now, if we look at correlation coefficient, not a lot there because it's a very rural area. There's no towns threatened by this, no communities, so that's good. But yeah, I mean, when you have a signature that good, yeah, that thing is on the ground. That is a very strong signature there on the radar picture, on the reflectivity is what we call it. That is a very intense supercell there. Now, that is moving south, and the good news is there really isn't any towns threatened by this. So, yeah, there's really nothing out here in this area, so that is very good. And we hope that continues. Again, this is moving very slow. It's moving only at 15 miles per hour, and it's got a very well-defined hook there on the radar picture. So we're just going to continue to monitor this. But that is definitely no question about it. You don't need to be an expert to look at the radar picture there and tell that that is definitely a tornado. I mean, look at that thing. Every radar frame keeps getting better. Let me see if I can pull up some chaser video here. Freddie McKinney. Let me see if I can pop this up for you guys. See if we get live chase feed here. And this point doesn't look like it's on the ground anymore, but it is a massive hook feature. Now let me see if I can keep the radar picture up, and let's see if I can get that chase feed up here. I'm gonna see if I can get it here. Let's see if I can get it here. Display capture. Oops. Just trying to get the chaser feed up here. And it does look like they did downgrade that tornado warning box. So there we go. All right, so this is a good look. Bottom left of your screen, that is Freddie McKinney, storm chaser out in Nebraska. On this exact storm that you're looking at on the radar picture there on the right hand side, that is your radar picture, and that is showing the tornado warning box. Let's do that. And there you go. So there's your tornado warning. I mean, look at that hook feature. I mean, that is a well-defined hook feature on the radar picture there. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So again, that is what we're looking at here. Now, again, there's still thunderstorms in Minnesota that are currently going on. Pull that off to the side here and look at that. And again, we have that severe thunderstorm watch that's in place until 3 a.m. Now, Marshall, Minnesota. Yes, there is some strong thunderstorm activity moving through Marshall right now. However, nothing tornadic at this time. There's no tornado warnings, and there's no severe weather, no severe thunderstorm warnings. So that is good news. Now, that storm that had the tornado warning on it earlier, that one now has a severe thunderstorm warning on it, or 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. That is up in near northwest of Redwood Falls, moving east at 30 until 8:45 p.m. Central Time for west central Renville and north central Redwood counties in Minnesota. So radar indicated there. So strong thunderstorm near Redwood Falls. Seek shelter immediately in those areas. And again, we have some strong thunderstorms near Marshall that we are keeping a close eye on. Near Cottonwood, Marshall, Ivanhoe areas. Looking at the velocity, I'm not seeing a whole lot there up near the Marshall area, so that's good. So it looks like we just have some strong thunderstorms moving through Marshall. So that is the latest there. Looking at the velocity of that. So again, we are just monitoring the current situation. Again, we do have that tornado warning in place in Nebraska. We have live chasers. Looks like there's something brewing here. It looks like we might have another tornado, and that does look like the case. That does look like a tornado. So it looks like live storm chaser feed from, again, Freddie McKinney. All credit goes to him. He is out in Nebraska right now. He is chasing this storm. And there is a tornado. Looks like there is a little tornado on this storm. So there was a confirmation of a tornado a little bit ago on this storm in Nebraska. This is southwest of Ainsworth, but kind of in and around the Ainsworth area. So if you are kind of near that Ainsworth, Nebraska area, that is the area we're looking at, a little bit southwest of there. And there you go. There's what you're looking at, that box there on the bottom left. That is, again, that chaser feed from Freddie McKinney. There is indeed a tornado on the, looks like it's touching the ground now. Looks like it's once again on the ground. And there it is. So we are just gonna watch here and see what happens, and there it is. Okay, so I've kind of figured that was gonna happen. So we just got another change. It looks like with this storm that we're looking at the live feed, and we're looking, and there's Freddie McKinney, And then we're looking at the radar picture as well. And again, this is showing that there is a confirmed tornado. We're looking at it right here. It doesn't get any better than this. You can't get a better picture than this. We're looking at the live feed of the tornado, and we're looking at the radar picture. So this is the best possible view that you can get of this storm. You're getting the radar picture with the tornado warning box, and then you're getting the live feed of this tornado. This is in north central Nebraska. So for those of you wondering where this is at, this is a little bit southwest of Ainsworth, Nebraska. So if you have any folks around that area, it looks like it's mostly grassland area. There could be some farmers out here in this area though. So be sure to let them know. And if you're not aware, if you're out in this area, seek shelter immediately. And again, we do have that severe thunderstorm watch that's also in place. We're going to continue to monitor that story. So Sioux Falls not in the clear. Looks like Sioux Falls under the gun for severe weather. And there's that tornado. So that tornado continues, and it looks like it's still on the ground. Yeah, there's your video. So it doesn't get much better than that. So again, we are on top of things. We're showing you guys the latest. This is what we're looking at. Again, the radar feed. I mean, that is a very well-defined hook on the radar picture. And then we also have the live chaser feed from Freddie McKinney here. This is using, anybody can go watch this. This feed is on Radar Omega. So you guys can go watch it on Radar Omega. Otherwise, we got it playing right here for you guys. And we do have, again, that confirmed tornado on the ground, as you can see on the camera. So, again, this is in Brown County, Nebraska. That is where this is located. This is located, again, Brown County, Nebraska. So, we're going to continue to monitor things here. So again, we are continuing to monitor the latest. Again, we do have the tornado warning that is in place here in Nebraska. We are monitoring things very closely. There's also looks like there's a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings in western panhandle of Nebraska near Scottsbluff for inch and a half in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds confirmed there, and 70-mile-per-hour winds and golf ball sized hail on that storm near Scottsbluff. So, if you got any folks in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, be sure to reach out to them about that. If you're in that area, seek shelter immediately. And then also northeast of Casper, Wyoming, near the South Dakota Wyoming border, there is another severe thunderstorm warning out near Lance Creek. 70-mile-per-hour winds there, and near golf ball sized hail. Damage start considerable there. So if you got anybody in that area, that storm is moving northeast at 45, 70 mile per hour winds and ping pong ball sized hail. And there also is a new severe thunderstorm warning on the storm we're watching in Nebraska. Now, the severe thunderstorm warning in Minnesota has been allowed to expire, so that's good news there. Again, the severe thunderstorm warning in Minnesota has been allowed to expire. The one down in Nebraska, new severe thunderstorm warning here. Moving south at 15 miles per hour, $half sized hail along with the tornado on this storm that we're looking at. 12 miles southwest of Ainsworth. So that is what we're looking at. So, again, this is the main storm we're looking at, is the one in Nebraska. Again, we are just watching things in the storm center, watching things very closely. And we're just continuing to watch the latest. So again, we are monitoring the latest. Again, tornado warning continues in Brown County, Nebraska, southwest of Ainsworth, and then we do have our live chaser feed uh, using radar Omega to show you guys what's going on out in the field. That is our best way of showing you guys what is going on right now. Again, we are just monitoring the current situation. Looks like Freddie McKinney is having a little struggle with his feed, cutting in and out there. But this is really the only storm that we're looking at. There really isn't any other storms going on currently that is severe. We have other thunderstorms in Minnesota, but none of which are severe at this point. There was one tornado warning up there in that area earlier, but that was allowed to expire a little while ago. So they're watching it currently. The warning has been downgraded again. It was radar indicated, so it was a red polygon, and then it was a purple polygon because there was a confirmed tornado, and then it went back to radar indicated, and then it went back to confirmed tornado again. We were watching it live, and now it's back to radar indicated, which means that it's not on the ground, but we are watching things, and it looks like it's probably recycling, and it looks like it's probably the cycle that it's going to continue. Again, we are monitoring it very closely. And it looks like it's trying to recycle itself. And it does look like, okay, so they have just extended the tornado warning. Okay, so they have just, looks like they have just extended this tornado warning. All right, so that's what we're looking at currently. They have just extended this tornado warning box. So it is now in effect until 9:45. So we got another 50 minutes or so on this storm, 45 minutes, moving south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So it's moving very slow. Radar indicated at this point, but it has a history of producing a tornado. And as they say, storms that have a history of producing a tornado is more likely to produce another one. Now, yes, storms are expected to fire up around the Sioux Falls area tonight. So we are anticipating that to occur. I did want to mention that as well for our Sioux Falls audience. As there is a severe thunderstorm watch in place. The anticipation is for thunderstorms to develop and expand in coverage near the Sioux Falls area around 11 o'clock. So a couple of hours from now, kind of what we're looking at. And once again, all modes are on the table. Large hail to in excess of golf ball sized hail, 70-mile-per-hour winds, and tornadoes. As we've already seen a couple of tornadoes, one up in Minnesota, and then one down here in Nebraska near Ainsworth. So that is the latest there. See, pull up. Yeah. All right. So So let me go ahead and switch the view here. All right, so we are back on here. I switched products. We have different products that we like to use in our storm center, and this is one of them. A little bit more of a high def look, and again, this is down near the Ainsworth, Nebraska area currently, and there's again confirmed was a confirmed tornado down here in this area. So again, our live look at the radar there. Now again, this is southwest of Ainsworth. I can actually, let me map this real quick for you guys. So now we have viewers in Ainsworth. This is about 20 miles southwest of Ainsworth right now. So that's what we're looking at. Yeah, it's about 20 miles southwest of Ainsworth, Nebraska. That's the area that we're looking at there. And this thing still is a supercell, very well defined supercell. And it's still a well defined thunderstorm, well defined supercell. So we're just going to continue to watch his feed, and we're going to continue to have the radar picture up. His feed's going to cut in and out. It's just, I think it's just the area that he's at. He is in a he's in kind of a dead spot. He's in kind of a dead zone, so it's kind of hard to see. Kind of hard to get his feed. It's going to cut in and out. He's just kind of in a bad spot down there in Nebraska. New severe thunderstorm warning that now includes St. Cloud, Minnesota. Let me read this off for you guys. So if you got any folks up in the St. Cloud, Minnesota area, be sure to let them know. If you have any viewers, if we have any viewers up in the St. Cloud area right now, you guys need to be seeking shelter immediately, as we do have a supercell thunderstorm. Again, southwest of St. Cloud, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour, so it's moving towards St. Cloud. $50 sized hail on this storm. Damage to vehicles is expected. That's the impact. Locations impacted include, again, St. Cloud area, St. Joseph, Cold Spring, Rockville, Clearwater, Richmond, Roscoe, Luxembourg, Pleasant Lake, St. Augusta areas for, again, $50 sized hail on that storm. Also, probably some gusty winds as well. That one is for southeastern Stearns County in central Minnesota. So that is what we're looking at there. Again, St. Cloud area, about to go through a pretty rough thunderstorm. And then again, that tornado warning. And actually, believe it or not, it looks like we have another tornado warning in Nebraska. So we now have 2 tornado warnings to talk about in Nebraska. And then we have 1 severe thunderstorm warning in Minnesota. So that is our coverage area right now. That is what we have. Let's talk about this tornado warning box. Looks like he's having problems with his feed right now. We'll get that back up here momentarily. I'm going to hide that just for a minute. So we have another tornado warning. There it is. So one near Scotts Bluff there. If you're in the Scotts Bluff area or just south, you need to be seeking shelter. You need to be in your safe spot. This is a very dangerous situation. With a tornado warning, let's look at the Cheyenne radar picture. I want to do a deep look at this. Yeah, that's a pretty intense thunderstorm here near Scotts Bluff. So Terrytown, Gehring, Melbetta areas. Again, so tornado warning for southeastern Scotts Bluff County in Nebraska. in effect until 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located over Scottsbluff National Monument near Scottsbluff, moving east at 30. Tornado and golf ball sized hail on this storm. So, if we have any folks in Scottsbluff, we need to be in our basement, we need to be in our safe shelter and our safe spot. So, that is what we're looking at there. Again, protect yourself from flying debris. Move to a sturdy building, lowest floor. Avoid windows. If you're outdoors, mobile home, or vehicle, move to the closest shelter. Again, right near Scottsbluff. So I know we got to have some viewers, or at least viewers that know people in this area near Scottsbluff. We need to be sure we're letting them know about this. This is a dangerous thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. So we'll keep an eye on that one. But we do have our main storm that is here in Nebraska that we need to talk about. And there it is. I mean, that thing is as classic of a signature as it gets. That hook echo there, that is very well defined there. And there's your velocity. There's your velocity right there. That's what we're looking at, that bright blue color, bright greens, and the reds when they are in a very tight spot together like that. That's usually what we're looking at for a tornado. So that is the latest velocity scan there on that. And so we'll keep a close eye on that, as it looks like that is a pretty... the velocity is definitely there. Now, correlation coefficient a little tougher to see there. I'm not really seeing much there. Missed radar product, not really seeing a whole lot there. Kind of just going through some of our other products that we like to use here in the Storm Center. Not seeing a whole lot for any of this other stuff. So now there's probably some shear. This is our shear radar. There's definitely something going on there in this area. So we'll continue to monitor that. Now, if you're in Ellesmere, Nebraska, please be seeking shelter immediately. This is a very strong thunderstorm. Very, very intense supercell. And again, there's your velocity right there. That spinning circle right there, that's what we're looking at, that area, that bright shaded area there. That's the area we're looking at. And that's where suspected tornado would be. And look at that. It's right inside that hook. Right inside that hook feature there on radar. So reflectivity there showing a really well-defined hook there. Now, if we do a loop on this. So there's your loop. Again, it's moving south very slowly. Moving south at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Let's see. And so again, the bottom of your screen there, you have your tornado warning, again for Scottsbluff County and then Brown and Cherry County in Nebraska. All in Nebraska, we have tornado warnings until 9:45 there. So that is what we're looking at. Again, here is your areas that we're looking at there in Nebraska. Again, near Scottsbluff, and then another one down near Ainsworth, about 25 miles southwest of Ainsworth. Again, severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 3 a.m. Don't want to forget about that. That is what we're looking at. Again, Brown County, Cherry County, and Scottsbluff counties in Nebraska. Tornado warnings are in effect. All of the warnings as of right now are radar indicated, so that's good. Hopefully it dies out. What that just means is it's not a confirmed. There's no confirmation yet. Doesn't mean there's not a tornado. It just means that as of now, it is not a confirmation of anything on the ground. But I would still treat it as if it was on the ground because there's still a tornado warning. And especially this storm in particular, it has a history of producing a tornado already, multiple. And, again, as they like to say, a tornado storm that has previously produced a tornado is more likely to produce another one. So that's what we're looking at there. Again, we're just going to continue to monitor things here in our storm center. These are the storms that we're looking at. Again, number one right over near the Scottsbluff area, and another one near Ainsworth. So that is the areas that we're looking at. And we're still monitoring everything else. We're monitoring the storms over in Minnesota, as there's still some strong thunderstorms up there in Minnesota. Now, again, the South Dakota side of things, we are in the clear for now. However, we do have that severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect until 3 a.m. for these areas. It does include Sioux Falls. I'm going to name some of these towns here. Sioux Falls, Mitchell, Brookings, Marshall, Redwood Falls, Worthington, Jackson, Fairmont, Mankato. In Minnesota, in Iowa, Spencer, Sibley, Rock Rapids, Rock Valley, Sioux Center, Lamar's, Sheldon. And then for Nebraska, O'Neill, Creighton, Crofton, Wayne, Pierce. And then for South Dakota, Platte, Mitchell, Madison, Brookings, Sioux Falls, T, Lennox, Beresford, Vermilion, Yankton, Elk Point. So you guys are all under that severe thunderstorm watch until 3 a.m. All modes on the table there. Large hail, an excessive golf ball sized hail, 70 mile per hour winds, and a tornado or two. So again, Sioux Falls time frame, we're looking at that 11 o'clock time frame for thunderstorms. Let me see if I can pull up the HRRR latest model run. See if I can pull it up here. I also have a couple of pictures I'm going to pull up here in just a moment from our chasers out in Minnesota. Does look like we just got a new flash flood warning. I'll get to that here in just a moment here. Let's see. So thunderstorms still expected. You can see here to go through the Sioux Falls area tonight. Let me pull that up here. All right, so here's your model runs. And as we play this out for you guys here, all right, so this is the current picture. So they are expecting the activity in Nebraska. And again, as we take a look at the latest HRRR, thunderstorms are expected to fire up in southeastern South Dakota over the next couple of hours. And thunderstorms are expected to continue to blossom around the Sioux Falls area within the next couple of hours. Anticipation is just kind of hang around, move east, and overnight impacting Sioux Falls, and then getting out of here by tomorrow morning. Yeah, glad you guys are safe. So we, again, running through this again, thunderstorms expected to fire up in the Sioux Falls area over the next couple of hours and move east, southeast, and overnight impacting again the whole area that is in the severe thunderstorm watch. Let me go ahead and show where that's at again here. And there it is. So again, there's your severe thunderstorm watch. That is in effect there in pink. Northeastern Nebraska, southeastern South Dakota, southwestern Minnesota, and northwestern Iowa. Now, that flash flood warning, let me get to that here. We need to talk about that. It's up in Minnesota here. See if I can pull it up. All right, there it is. All right, so for Minnesota, this is what we have right now. We have a flash flood warning that is in effect here. Let me read this off. From Sioux Falls, flash flood warning for east central Lincoln County and central Lyon County in southwestern Minnesota. This includes Marshall, includes Lind, Russell, Arco, until 12:15 tonight. So we got 3 hours on this flash flood warning till it expires. Thunderstorms producing heavy rain between 1 to 3 inches of rain have fallen already. An additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible. So, yeah, scary stuff up here in southwest Minnesota. So, uh, be sure, hopefully, everybody's sump pumps are working properly. It says here flash flooding of small creeks, streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as poor drainage and low-lying areas are most affected there. So again, Marshall, Ghent, Russell, Arco, Camden State Park, and Lind, all impacted here. It does say turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Be aware of your surroundings. And do not drive on flooded roads. Please report observed flooding to local emergency services or law enforcement and request they pass the information to the National Weather Service. Now, we are getting reports from Marshall that it is flooding pretty bad in Marshall, Minnesota right now. And I do have family up there. They are okay. But we do have flooding in Marshall. So that's why they issued this flash flood warning. We do have flooding now in southwestern Minnesota up near Marshall. So that is another weather topic that we need to be keeping a very close eye on. And we will continue to provide updates as we get them. I do want to mention in between Russell and Amaret, this is south of Marshall. Looks like there is some rotation. Looks like we got a pretty good velocity couplet there. The bright greens and the bright reds, and right there. Now, the good news is that's moving away from Marshall. That is moving south. It's kind of moving towards Tracy a little bit. Yeah, so it's kind of heading towards Tracy. Again, Sioux Falls in the clear for now, but they're, again, anticipating thunderstorms to develop in the Sioux Falls area within the next couple of hours. So that is the situation in Minnesota. Again, severe thunderstorm warning up near St. Cloud. St. Cloud, Minnesota, as well, getting a severe thunderstorm. And then, again, tornado warning. I do want to mention they did allow the tornado warning to expire down near Scottsbluff, Nebraska. So that's good news. Again, they've dropped that tornado warning box. We just have the one now that is still going. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can pull up Radar Omega back up again and see if we can get some chase feed going on this. Looks like he's having problems with his. There we go. Look at that, still going. There's not a tornado warning on, or not a tornado on the ground right now, but that if there were, it would be right there. So they are monitoring that very carefully. And so again, we are just watching the latest here. As this is the main storm that we are looking at right now. Again, in between Ainsworth and Brewster, Nebraska right now. That is the area that we are looking at right now. And it's still a very strong thunderstorm, and is a very strong supercell that has a Oh yes, let me pull up some pictures sent in from our chaser out in the field. Let me pull that up here for you guys. In the meantime, you can watch the tornado warn storm. Actually, I might wait until this gets dropped. Moving south at 15 miles per hour, this storm. So again, the storm is moving south at 15. Tornado in quarter-sized hail right now. So I'm going to be right back here. Again, continue to watch the live feed there of this tornado. This is the storm that we have most concern about, as it is the only tornado warning now, as of right now at 9:30 p.m. If you're just tuning in, this is continuing coverage of severe weather in our area across Nebraska, Minnesota, maybe eventually South Dakota and Iowa. But again, we are just monitoring the latest situation. We got our live chase feed from Freddie McKinney on Radar Omega, and then we have our live radar picture with the tornado warning. So I'll be right back here. We'll stay put here for you guys. All right, so it looks like we are at a point in the night now where it is going to get very hard, if not impossible, to see a tornado, which now it becomes a very dangerous part of the day very quickly. So you're probably not going to be able to see a tornado the rest of the night now. So we're going to turn off the chaser feed because there really isn't much to see now. Quickly. So let's go ahead and pull the chaser feed off. And we're going to strictly just focus on the radar picture the rest of the way. As again, there's not much to see now. It's dark out now, so looks like it is hard to see. So, all right, so let's kind of reset here and kind of fill everyone in on what's going on here. Let's start with WSV3. I want to show you guys that because we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect here. And let me go ahead and see if I can pull that up here. All right, there it is. So we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect here for central and northeastern Nebraska, southeastern South Dakota, northwest Iowa, southwest Minnesota. And there's your severe thunderstorm watch. And let me read this off for you. In effect until 3 a.m. tonight. Now, primary threats are scattered large hail, isolated very large hail events up to 2 inches in diameter, scattered damaging wind gusts to 70 mile per hour, and then a tornado or two is also possible. We've already seen that down in Nebraska and Minnesota. Also, flash flooding is possible as well, as we're seeing that in southwestern Minnesota. So that is what we're looking at. So that is your severe thunderstorm watch, again in yellow. Now if we go back to the radar picture, here's what we're looking at. We do have, again, the tornado warning in effect here for Cherry and Brown counties in Nebraska. So again, that is what we're looking at here. Tornado warning for Brown and Cherry counties in Nebraska until 9:45 here. Let me read the updated box here. For eastern Cherry and southwestern Brown County. Located 8 mile, or now it's about probably 5 miles east of Ellesmere, moving south at 10 miles per hour. Tornado and quarter-sized hail on this storm. So radar indicated rotation there. So it does say Moon Lake, Willow Lake State Wildlife Management Area, Long Lake State Wildlife Management Area, Ellesmere. Those are all locations impacted there by this storm. Take cover now, move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Sturdy building, avoid windows. If you are outdoors, mobile home, vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter. Protect yourself from flying debris. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm as well and may lead to flash flooding. So, again, that is what we're looking at. There is more thunderstorms developing, looks like, here in Nebraska, near Wood Lake, a little bit northeast of Wood Lake, Nebraska, and then kind of out near Napier. But this has been the story this evening. This has been the main storm that we've been following very closely. Is this storm here in north central Nebraska that is continuing to move south, and it still has a very well defined hook feature on it. Still a very intense, strong thunderstorm with a supercell. Now, let's go up into. Also, did want to mention real quick the storm near Scottsbluff has pretty much fizzled out. It's no longer severe, no longer tornadic, so that's good news there. So we just have the one storm in Nebraska and then the one storm in Minnesota. Now, I do want to mention the severe thunderstorm warning up near St. Cloud has also been allowed to expire, so that storm has also fizzled out. So that's also good news. Now, there is a new severe thunderstorm warning in addition to the flash flood warning. If you're in Russell, if you're in Gallatin, Garvin, the Lakes, Tracy areas, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. Again, southern Lyon County and northeastern Murray County in southwestern Minnesota. This is in effect until 10:15, so another half hour on this storm. Severe thunderstorm, 8 miles northwest of Walnut Grove to near Tracy, to near Gallatin, to near Russell, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So it's kind of moving in an east-south or southeast direction. 60 mile per hour winds and quarter-sized hail associated with this storm. It also does say remain alert for a possible tornado. So I do want to mention tornado is possible on this storm. So that is a new development. So again, this storm right here, tornado is possible on this storm, as there's your velocity in between Tracy and Amerant there. So that is the latest there. The storm is moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. And again, tornado possible, 1-inch hail, 60 mile per hour winds. And our chasers out in the field, unfortunately, looks like they did not see they can't see anything right now, so they're calling it a night. So our chasers are done for the night. They can't see anything out there anymore. So just wanted to give an update on that, on our chasers out there. They're in southwestern Minnesota. They're kind of up in that area, but they cannot see anything at this point. So they have called it at night. We are keeping a close eye on this storm as well as the one down in Nebraska, as again we do have the tornado warning in Nebraska, and then we have the severe thunderstorm warning. This storm, severe thunderstorm warning, but again has tornado possible on this. They have that tag that says that a tornado is possible on this storm near Tracy, Minnesota. So if you got any folks near the Tracy area, seek shelter immediately. Possible tornado. So we are keeping a very close eye on that storm. Now the area that we're looking at, again, right there near Tracy. Let me see if I can see anything here out of this. see if I can. Yeah, there we go. All right, so what we're looking at here now, this is another product that we like to use in our storm center that gives us a almost like an X-ray, if you will, like a basically a deep dive into this thunderstorm. And what you're seeing there is again that is the thunderstorm that we're looking at in Minnesota near Tracy. So that is, you can see there's you got your anvil right there, and then your cumulonimbus tops out here, uh, over 50 kft. So that is the storm that we're looking at, and it's a pretty intense, pretty strong thunderstorm, and this thing is severe. It is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. Now, let me see if I can. Yeah, if you look at the velocity, there definitely is something there. But it's kind of hard to see from this angle what we're looking at there. But yeah, that velocity there, kind of near Tracy, again, is kind of what we're looking at there. So this is the storm that we're looking at, and we're continuing to monitor it very closely. And this is, I think this storm has taken over. Looks like it's the strongest thunderstorm that we have now. It does look like the tornado warning for down in Nebraska has been allowed to expire, and it has, as you can see here. So the tornado warning that was down here has been allowed to expire. Now, it is interesting because there's still a pretty well-defined hook feature there on the radar picture. So, yeah, pretty intense hook echo there still. Very well-defined hook there still. So, we'll keep an eye on it and see if anything happens with it. As you can see, the velocity, not really seeing anything there. But we'll keep an eye on that. The storms out west in the Panhandle and southwestern South Dakota, those storms have fizzled out and died out pretty quickly as well. But again, let's run through that flash flood warning again. I want to run through that again here. So again, flash flood warning continues for Lincoln and Lyon counties in Minnesota. Flash flood warning in effect till 12:15 a.m. for emergency management. Reported thunderstorms producing heavy rain in Marshall, Minnesota. Between 1 and 3 inches of rain have fallen, and additional rainfall amounts up to 2 inches are possible in the green zone warned area. Which is, again, we zoom in. This is the area we're looking at. So that is your flash flood warning there. Emergency management reported there. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Marshall, Ghent, Russell, Arco, Camden State Park, and Lind, as these thunderstorms have been going over the same areas for quite some time now, for a few hours. And also, do want to mention this, as of about 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago, emergency management reported over 3 inches of rainfall and multiple roads flooded in the Marshall area. So that is very concerning. Report of numerous roads flooding around Marshall, Minnesota. So that is obviously not good, not what we want to hear. Hopefully everyone is okay in the Marshall area. But some serious flooding up in the Marshall area. So again, we've been monitoring the latest on what's going on for quite some time now, and we are continuing to give you guys the latest weather updates here. Again, we were live because we had some tornado development weather down in, over in Minnesota, and then that tornado warning expired, and then we had a couple more down in Nebraska. But now, as of right now, we have no tornado warnings. We have no tornado warnings in effect, so that's good news. Hopefully that continues. Now we have that severe thunderstorm warning that remains in effect. And tornado is possible on this storm. And right there is your velocity right there near Tracy. I would say if you're in Tracy, Minnesota right now, cannot stress this enough. You need to be seeking shelter. That is a very strong rotation signature near Tracy. So if you got any folks, or if you're in the Tracy area, please be seeking shelter immediately. This is a dangerous situation. Very strong thunderstorm. It is severe. But again, don't need to panic. We just need to spread the word out to people. Uh, don't be scared. Just be weather aware. Be prepared for weather that may affect the area. Yeah, that Tracy, Minnesota area is a spot right now that we are most concerned about. So if you have anybody in that area, have anybody in the Tracy, Minnesota area, we need to be letting them know this is a dangerous situation. Again, it's at night. You're not going to see much of anything. But that spot right there near Tracy, yeah, that's not good. That's kind of what we're looking at there. Let's see if I can. There we go. All right, so again, this is the area we're looking at. Here, Tracy. So again, if you're in Tracy, please be seeking shelter. Now again, the situation up in Marshall. Actually, I need to make a text out to some family. So, again, we do have the severe thunderstorm warning that continues on this storm. Let me read the counties here again for you guys. Again, this is for Lyon and Murray counties. Southern Lyon and northeastern Murray County, near Ballatin, near Tracy. And it looks like the worst part of this storm, like the rotation area, is near Tracy, kind of right over Tracy right now. Heading towards Walnut Grove. So if you're in Walnut Grove as well, please be seeking shelter immediately. So that is another area. Again, bad flooding going on in Marshall. So again, near Tracy, Minnesota. That's the area of most concern that we're looking at right now. Some rotation. We do have a velocity signature there. Now, looks like that severe thunderstorm warning in effect for another 15 minutes. In effect here until 10:15 Central Time. So that is what we're looking at for that. There's definitely rotation near Tracy. There's no doubt about that. And again, which direction this is moving, I'll put a loop on this for you. It is moving southeast. Again, moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. Tornado possible on this storm. So that is what you're looking at there. Again, a lot of rain falling in Marshall. I am definitely concerned about the Marshall area, Lind area. A lot of rainfall and a lot more expected. Again, they're saying 1 to 2 more inches of rain is possible. Again, we had the. I do want to check real quick on that Nebraska storm again. Make sure that it's still kind of dying out. And yeah, it's fizzling out pretty quickly there. So that's good. But again, we are still just monitoring the situation up in southwestern Minnesota now. This is our area of most concern here. Again, southwestern Minnesota right here. This is your area that we are most concerned about right now. So again, Tracy, Minnesota, heading into Garvin, heading towards the lakes, Walnut Grove, anywhere in those areas. So you need to be in your safe spot immediately. You need to be seeking shelter here. See if we got any ports. not a whole lot. I mean, but we are just again continuing to monitor what is going on here in southwestern Minnesota. As it looks like there is a velocity couplet now in between Tracy and Walnut Grove that we're looking at. Again, that is the area we're looking at right now, in between Tracy and Walnut Grove for rotation. Tornado possible again on this storm. And that's what we're looking at. That's your rotation signature right there. It's heading towards Walnut Grove. Please be taking shelter if you're in Walnut Grove or Tracy, Minnesota. Please be seeking shelter there in that area. It's dark out. It's at night. Can't really see it. Now they just issued a severe thunderstorm warning. They just issued another severe thunderstorm warning. Let me see here, and it's still saying tornado possible on this storm. So, Walnut Grove, Revere, and Lamberton, you are now under a severe thunderstorm warning that is capable of also producing a tornado. This is in effect now for 40 minutes, in effect until 10:45 p.m. Central Time. Near Walnut Grove, 29 miles southwest of Redwood Falls, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail, as well as a tornado possible. That is your threats on this storm. And the tornado possible that we are looking at is right here. That's where your velocity is. Again, in between Tracy and Walnut Grove, that is the area we're looking at. This is the reason why there's two reasons why we're on the air right now. This is the main reason, because there is a tornado possible on this storm right here that is severe warned. And number two, we have flooding concerns in the Marshall, Minnesota area. So southwestern Minnesota, that is why we're live on the air for you guys still, and that is why we are covering this stuff and monitoring things very closely. So again, we are just going to continue to watch things and monitor the latest of what's going on using our live HD radar here in our new T-Storm Chasers studio, new and improved studio. We got some upgrades to help us out with live weather coverage for you guys. So I want to bring you guys the best coverage possible that we can. Again, if you're in Walnut Grove, if you're along that highway there that goes through Tyler, through Ballatin, through Tracy, through Walnut Grove, Lamberton, that is where this is at. This is just northwest of Walnut Grove by a couple of miles. It's headed right towards Walnut Grove. And you guys need to be, I cannot stress this, and can't stress this enough. You guys need to be in your shelter, in your safe space there, seeking shelter immediately. You guys should already be in your shelter. And again, that is the area we're looking at. Doesn't get any more clear than that, really. And that is what we're looking at there. Good. We are just here watching things, keeping an eye on everything, monitoring the latest. We've been live for 2 hours now on Facebook, X, and YouTube. And there also is a little bit of shear. A lot of times you can see if there's a tornado based on shear as well. And there is a little bit there, but this is the main product that we like to use. We like to use the storm relative velocity. That is a good product to use with. There's definitely something there, but no question about it. There is most definitely rotation near Tracy, Minnesota. So we are just continuing to monitor this storm. As really, at this point, it's really the only thunderstorm that we're looking at this point that is just about to basically we're going through Tracy right now, Lamberton, Amoret areas, Ballatin. You guys are all under the gun here. And then Revere, the lakes. So anytime you get the bright red colors and the green, bright greens, any kind of signature like that, definitely some rotation there. And as you can see, there is your velocity. So that is the latest on that. Again, tornado possible on this storm near Walnut Grove, Minnesota. So let's hope there's not a tornado on this storm, but it is possible. It's also at night. It's going to be very difficult to see anything, if not impossible to see a tornado. If it's dark, and especially if it's rain wraps, you're not going to see it. And those are the scariest storms to be part of. Trust me. We experienced that in Sioux Falls 6 years ago when we had the 3 EF2s that were all, it was at night, nobody could see them, and they were also rain wrapped. Not a good situation. Let's hope that there's not a tornado on this. But right now the best tool that we can possibly use is that velocity right here. This is our best tool to see if there's a tornado or possible area of rotation associated with this. And we are just watching things here. Again, flooding concerns in the Marshall area. There's some flooded roads up in the Marshall area, unfortunately. Uh, while we have a little bit of a lull period here, I'm gonna pop up our pictures that we got sent into us from earlier this evening on those storms in southwestern Minnesota, from our chasers that were out on the storm. Let me go ahead and pull it up. Well, again, right now we don't have any tornado warnings currently. Again, no tornado warnings. That is good. Hopefully that continues. We still have that rotation right over Walnut Grove right now. So if you got it, also looks like we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. New severe thunderstorm warning. Let's get to that here. This is for southeastern Lyon County in southwestern Minnesota, northern Cottonwood County in southwestern Minnesota, and also northeastern Murray County in southwestern Minnesota until 11:15, and there it is on the bottom of your screen. There it is. Expires in 1 hour from now. Severe thunderstorm located along this line from Lamberton over to Tracy, moving southeast at 25 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail, and they keep that tag up there, tornado possible, still on this storm. So they have still maintained that tag that says tornado possible on this storm. Locations impacted includes Jeffers and Comfrey, as well as near Westbrook, Curry, the lakes. So it looks like they deleted the warning box towards Ballatin and Amoret, so that's good. It looks like they have extended the warning now. This area here, farther to the south, Dovray, the lakes, Curry, Westbrook, Jeffers, Comfrey, areas there. Let's see. It also says to report severe weather, contact nearest law enforcement agency. They will send reports to the National Weather Service. And we don't encourage people to take videos and pictures, but if you want to send them to us, you can as well. But let me see if I could try to pull up the pictures that were sent in by us. Our chasers that were out in the field earlier this evening out in southwestern Minnesota. Let me see if I can pull up their pictures that they sent to us. I'll see if I can pull it up here for us so we can all see it. There was some pretty impressive pictures that were taken. So I will see if I can pop it up here. All right, so here are some of those pictures that were from earlier this evening, from a couple of hours ago, from our chasers that were out in the field. Braden and his squad were up near kind of the Flandreau area for a while, and then they went kind of up near the Clear Lake area again, and then they kind of went east into Minnesota. And here were some of the pictures. Let's see. There's one of them. There's another one right there. That's a pretty good wall cloud right there. That's what you're looking at there. That was a wall cloud. There's another one very, very close to the ground there, as you can see. This thing was almost touching, it might have touched the ground. This right here that might have been a brief tornado touchdown there. Hard to tell, but. And then here was another picture they took there of that storm. And let's see here, any other pictures? There was this one that they took as well. So they definitely got some good storm pictures for sure. Good storm clouds. Here was another one. This was more recent. This was probably an hour ago. This was some pictures of that severe thunderstorm that was in southwestern Minnesota earlier. Another one there. So as you can see there, that's pretty good storm cloud right there over them. That was earlier. That's kind of what they're seeing now. So it gets dark out. They can't really see anymore. But these were probably the most impressive pictures of the night for them. Definitely could see that severe, basically that shelf cloud. And then there was your wall cloud earlier this evening. So yeah, I definitely was trying to develop a wedge tornado. It's kind of what we see usually the beginning stages, but luckily it did not become a big tornado. It might have maybe a brief little touchdown. It's hard to tell from that. Might have touched down briefly, but that was from our chasers that were out chasing earlier this evening. So just wanted to pull that up for you guys. I know they work hard. They work hard for you guys to give you guys the latest weather information outside, and they go through a lot of effort to make this stuff happen. So we appreciate our storm chasers that were out there. Let's go back to the radar picture now and show you guys what is the latest that we're tracking. So here is your severe thunderstorm located over Walnut Grove, heading towards Revere, Minnesota. If you're in that area, seek shelter immediately. Please be in your safe spot, be in your basement, whatever storm shelter you have. Looking at radar picture, there's definitely an inflow notch there in between Walnut Grove and Revere. Right there, that's your inflow of the storm. That's if there's going to be a tornado, that's where it's going to be. Now, looking at the velocity, there's definitely something there. There's definitely some rotation there near Walnut Grove. Some broad rotation, but it is there. And again, that is what we're looking at. That's that storm that is capable of producing a tornado. This area was in a tornado warning earlier this evening, kind of up near Redwood Falls, Bellevue area. And now the storm we're following is a little bit south. And let me put a loop on this for you. And this is what it looks like over the last hour or so. That's the area that we are continuing to monitor the latest. Now it looks like rainfall is continuing in that green shaded flash flooding zone near Marshall and Lind areas, Russell, Arco. Looks like that is what we're looking at there for flash flooding. let's hope that the rainfall ends here soon and we can eliminate the flash flooding, kind of get rid of it. But as of right now, unfortunately, it is a weather topic and we need to be talking about it, as apparently Marshall had some pretty serious flooding, some flooded roads right now up in Marshall. And then more storm. Now, I do want to mention this. We do have some development now on the South Dakota side of the border near Butte and Bone Steel areas. We have a thunderstorm that is developing. Now, that is what we're talking about in terms of affecting Sioux Falls. That right there, that activity is what we're looking at possibly hit Sioux Falls later this evening. Now, even the last scan, we're starting to see that development now in right on the South Dakota Nebraska border. So do want to mention that was the anticipation that we were going to start to see thunderstorm development in southeastern South Dakota over the next hour. So that is still the case. It looks like we are starting to see that development. So we'll keep a close eye on that as well. Now, real quick, I do want to pan back down to Nebraska and see if anything's going on down here. There's no severe weather, no severe thunderstorms or tornado warnings anymore. But it does look like we still have some strong thunderstorms here from Butte down to near Brewster. Looks like we do have some strong thunderstorms still ongoing down in this area, but good news is nothing severe. So back to Minnesota. That is the area we are most concerned about right now, right here. And there's your thunderstorm line. And right over Walnut Grove and Revere right now is the area we're looking at. So if you're in Walnut Grove, if you're in Revere, again, please seek shelter immediately. Hopefully you're already in your safe spot, as there is a area of rotation, some broad rotation there, but it is there. Trying to see if I can. There we go. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Let's see. So again, we are live on the air on Facebook, we're live on X, and we're live on YouTube. And so we are giving you guys the view here of this severe weather activity, as right now it is in southwestern Minnesota, where we have the flash flood warning and the severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect here. Again, right over Revere is our area of rotation. There is a inflow notch there right over Revere. That is where we would have a tornado if it were to occur. Now, there is no tornado warning, but on the severe thunderstorm warning box, it does say that a tornado is possible. So we are carefully monitoring this, and we want everybody to be weather aware if you're anywhere around these areas. So Tracy, Minnesota, you are in the clear for severe weather, but remain in your safe spot, remain in shelter, as there's that thunderstorm that's still going through your area. So I would still stay in your safe spot. You're not technically in a severe thunderstorm warning now at this point, but you are still under the gun here for this thunderstorm to continue for the next several minutes. So I would say at this point, if you're in Ruthton, Holland, Elkton areas, Brookings, you guys are in the clear. So you guys can go to bed. areas to the west as well, like Huron areas. You guys are clear. But again, we just have some broad rotation right now, still over this area near Walnut Grove and Revere. Again, we are live here. So again, this is the area we are most concerned about. Again, Marshall area with the flooding concerns, and then here over Revere, Minnesota, right now. That is what we're looking at for severe weather and rotation. There's definitely that signature there. There's that inflow notch right over Revere there. So that is what we're looking at here. There is a report of around 5 inches of rain in Marshall. That sounds about right, based on what we've been seeing with the flash flooding concerns. About 5 inches of rain in Marshall. That does unfortunately sound right. And now look at this activity within the last 20 minutes. Near Fairfax, South Dakota, Bone Steel. So that is the latest there. But yeah, right over Revere right now is that area of rotation that we're looking at. Madison area, you guys should be in the clear, at least for the time being. You guys are still under a severe thunderstorm watch at this point, as well as Mitchell, Salem. So severe thunderstorm watch until 3 a.m. But really hasn't been any severe weather so far or the South Dakota side of things. But that could change. So you want to be weather aware. Make sure you have a way to receive watches and warnings tonight. Make sure you have a weather radio. And, make sure you guys are weather aware tonight, as things can change in a flash. Things can change pretty quickly. Again, severe thunderstorm warning. Moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-sized hail, and a tornado possible on this storm. So that is the latest there. So I think what we're going to do here, we don't really have much going on at this point. We just have a couple spots here. Again, Minnesota, flash flooding continuing near Marshall. It does look like, based on the radar, it looks like things are starting to calm down a little bit. Not as heavy. Still some rain, unfortunately. Looks like all this activity is moving in an easterly direction. And again, severe weather continuing here. And actually, just as I was just about to go off the air, and now we have a new tornado warning in that exact spot that I was looking at. That was that spot that I was that we've been keeping an eye on for the last half hour. And now we do have a tornado warning that is now in effect. All right, so this is over Walnut Grove, Revere, Lamberton areas. If you are in any of these communities in Minnesota, if you're in South Central Redwood County in southwestern Minnesota, we do now have a tornado warning that is in effect for Redwood County in Minnesota until 10:45 p.m. Central. This is a quick warning. This is only 10 minutes. So this warning is out for only 10 minutes. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Walnut Grove near Revere and 27 miles southwest of Redwood Falls, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour, tornado and quarter-sized hail. So, locations include, again, Walnut Grove, Revere, and Lamberton. Again, that is the area we're looking at, and there's your velocity right there. There's your couplet right over Revere. If you are in Revere, Minnesota, if you have any folks in that area, if you live in that area, please seek shelter immediately. This is a dangerous situation. This is at night. You're not going to be able to see this. This is potentially also rain-wrapped. And this thing is now tornadic. This thing is a tornado warning that is in effect in southwestern Minnesota. Okay, so, yep, that is the area we're looking at. It is southeast of Marshall, right over Revere. I am very concerned about Revere, Minnesota right now. There is a tornado signature right over Revere. And Revere is right in this tornado warning box. And again, this is now in effect here until 10:45. So we are looking at this and monitoring it very closely now, as we do have a tornado warning in place until 10:45. And that is pretty clear as day there. That signature on the radar picture, anytime you get an inflow notch like that, that is a pretty good indicator of rotation of a possible tornado embedded with this line. And that's what we're seeing. Also, I do want to mention, if you put a loop on this, you can actually, you can see the direction this is heading. It's heading in an east-southeasterly direction, but you can also see moisture feeding into this storm as well. So you can actually see moisture feeding into the storm. But again, yeah, if you're in Revere, if you're in Lamberton, if you're in Walnut Grove, Minnesota, or anywhere in and around that area. You need to be seeking shelter, need to be in your shelter, in your safe spot immediately. Lowest floor, away from windows, sturdy building. That is where you want to be. As there is again, this is a dangerous situation right now, right over Revere. And yep, sirens are going off right now in this area. Sirens are going off, so that's good. And again, that is, it doesn't get any clearer than that, really. That rotation signature right over Revere. That's the best tool that we have. That's, you can't really see it right now because it's at night. It's hard to see it, but that is what we're looking at. That is the strongest part of this storm. So let's see here. So again, tornado warning for Redwood County. And if this continues, and I was just going to say, if this continues, they're going to extend the tornado warning box, and they just did it. They have just extended this tornado warning box to the south and east. All right, so we have a new tornado warning that is in effect in southwestern Minnesota. Wall cloud reported apparently. No confirmation on that, but that was a report. Not an official report, but I did see that. Northwestern Cottonwood County is now under this tornado warning. So we have a tornado warning again for Redwood and Cottonwood counties in Minnesota. So that is the latest. And this tornado warning is now in effect until 11:15 p.m. Central Time. So we got now 35 minutes to go on this tornado warning. So again, radar indicated rotation right over Revere, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. If you are in Lamberton, Revere, and Walnut Grove, please be in your safe spot. If you are a little bit northwest of the Jeffers area, if you're a little bit north of Stoughton, also, you guys need to be seeking shelter immediately. This is a very dangerous situation in this area right over Revere. Revere, Minnesota is immediately threatened, as well as Lamberton, Minnesota. So those polygons right there, that is your tornado warning right there. And there it is right there. So again, this is the area that we are most concerned about right now in southwestern Minnesota. Tornado warning in place here. So again, this is the area that we It is right over Revere and Lamberton right now. That is the area we're looking at. Yeah, it's at night. It's gonna be hard to see anything, so don't expect to see it, and it's possibly rain wrapped as well. So just assume it's on the ground and assume it's on the ground because you have to take this seriously. This is a dangerous situation. And again, tornado warning until 11:15. This storm moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. Again, Revere, Lamberton areas. That is what we're looking at right now. Just looking at some things behind the scenes. So yeah. Let's look at the velocity again, and there's definitely something there. There's definitely a signature there over Revere. So that is your rotation there. So again, we are live on the air. We do have more tornado warnings that are in effect here. Looks like they have dropped the severe thunderstorm warning that was up north here for Revere and Lamberton. But the tornado warnings are still there. So we are just monitoring this tornado warning. Yep. Yep. And it does look like they just dropped the tornado warning on the north side of this. So I do want to mention that for the northern side of this tornado warning box, they have allowed that to expire. So Revere and Lamberton, that area, they have allowed that to expire. I would still say if you're in the Revere and Lamberton areas, I would still be in your shelter. I would still be in your safe spot. This thing is still going through you right now. But right now, that is what we're looking at right there. Just south of Revere and Lamberton is the area that we are looking at right now with that tornado warning that is in effect. Moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. And again, it's over. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas in northwestern Cottonwood County. So that's good news. We don't need it destroying towns or just people's houses. So Again, this is for, well, this was in Redwood County, but it has been allowed to expire for Redwood County. And now it is just strictly for Cottonwood County in Minnesota. Now it's just strictly. So again, severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect here for these areas until 3 a.m. But right now we have the tornado warning that continues here for this area here, Cottonwood County, Minnesota. So if you have any folks southeast of Marshall in these areas near Revere, Lamberton areas, just a little bit south, that is the area we're looking at for this tornado warning. No updates as of now, but we are continuing to look at the latest here. Velocity, there's definitely some broad rotation there. There is definitely rotation on this storm. And I do want to throw this out there. There is a new flash flood warning. Let me talk about this here. All right, so we have a new flash flood warning that is in effect for southwestern Redwood County in Minnesota. In effect until 12:15. At 10:48, so 2 minutes ago, Doppler radar and automated rain gauges indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. So this is kind of near, a little bit north of Tracy. It does say between 2 and 3.5 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Some locations of this is just rural areas there in southwestern Redwood County, but if you have any folks in that area, be sure to let them know about that. But again, another flash flood warning there. So we have a couple of them there in Minnesota, so I do want to mention that. And then again, for this area right here, we do have the tornado warning that continues here for another 25 minutes. We'll see if it gets expired early, but probably not based on what we're seeing here. And there's your inflow notch there. That storm right there, again, it's just south of Lamberton, Minnesota. That's the area we're looking at, that inflow. And continuing to move towards the Jeffers area. I would go ahead and say at this point, if you're in Jeffers, just seek shelter. There's really no reason to take any chances. I would just seek shelter, head into your safe spot. It's close enough where the warning box is literally 1 mile away from Jeffers. I would definitely seek shelter if I was in Jeffers. It's close enough, and it looks like Now I do want to mention this. They have just issued a new warning. This is the first for South Dakota. So they have now issued a warning box for South Dakota. And it's right here. Lake Andes area. Pickstown. Lake Andes. Severe thunderstorm warning. Now. Alright, so this is for central Charles Mix County and southeastern Gregory County until 11:30 Central Time. Severe thunderstorm located 10 miles east of Bonesteel, 10 miles west of Pickstown, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and quarter-sized hail on that storm. This storm will be near Pickstown around 10:55. That's I'd say near 11. Lake Andes probably around 11, 11:05, and then Ravinia at around 11:10, 11:15. So that is what we're looking at there. So that is on the South Dakota side. This is the first warning of the night for South Dakota. So interesting stuff there. Now, as you can see, there is cells developing now in South Dakota. We got one here near Bridgewater. So we're going to continue to monitor that, because if this cell gets its act together and gets going, that would impact the Sioux Falls area. So we'll keep an eye on it for you. It does look like the Nebraska side of things has diminished greatly. Looks like there's a few strong cells down here near Brewster and Chambers area, but no severe weather in Nebraska anymore. So we had a couple of tornado warnings earlier this evening in Nebraska, but it does look like that has subsided. So right now, the main storm that we're watching continues to be this one right here. Large hail on this storm as well. Radar estimates over 2 inches in diameter on this storm. Now there is a hail core on this storm just south of Lamberton there, that anytime you get that purple shaded area, usually a pretty good bet of some hail. Now there is your tornado warning box there. That continues until 11:15, so another 20 minutes. Moving at 20 miles per hour, moving southeast. And again, radar indicated rotation. It's going to be hard to confirm anything because it's dark and it's probably rain wrapped, more than likely. But velocity is still showing pretty good rotation signature there, according to the velocity there. It is showing that. So, yep, still keeping an eye on things here in southwestern Minnesota. So that is certainly interesting there. Again, we'll continue to monitor that. As again, if you're in these areas, if you're caught up in this storm, again, don't fret, don't be scared. Just be prepared, be in your safe spot. As long as, it's, as of right now, there's no confirmation of anything on the ground. We're continuing to monitor everything here. Take cover now. Heavy rainfall may hide this tornado. That's what it's saying. So again, do not wait to see or hear the tornado. Again, move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor. Of a sturdy building. Again, avoid windows. If you're outdoors, mobile home, or vehicle, move to the closest shelter. Protect yourself from flying debris. So that is what we're looking at there. And then back to this storm here in southeastern South Dakota. We do have, again, this severe thunderstorm that continues heading towards Pickstown and Lake Andes right now. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 11:30. So that's the other storm we're keeping a close eye on, is that one moving northeast there. More cells are developing. Another one down here near Dante and Avon. Another one near Tyndall. So we got some cells developing finally in South Dakota. And we do have one severe thunderstorm there. But we are currently most focused on this one here in southwestern Minnesota, in between Lamberton and Jeffers, Minnesota. That is the area we're looking at. And there's your rotation signature right there. So that is what we're looking at. And the area we are most concerned about right now is over this tornado warned area. So, we had a very strong thunderstorm on this storm. Looks like they're, yeah, it looks like this one, like at this point, it is headed towards the Jeffers area right now. So if you were in Jeffers, again, please be in your safe spot. Please be seeking shelter. You are under a severe thunderstorm warning, and there's a tornado warning right by you. So please be in your safe spot, seeking shelter immediately. So again, this is headed towards Jeffers, Minnesota. So if you have any folks in Jeffers, Minnesota, be sure to let them know about this. If you're in Jeffers, please seek shelter immediately. This is a dangerous situation. It's at night, probably rain wrapped. So again, we are making sure you guys are weather aware tonight, as we've had quite a few severe thunderstorms. We've had some tornado warnings tonight. We just want to make sure you guys are weather aware tonight, as especially at night when it's dark and you can't see anything. So that is what we're looking at. Now, we are keeping very close tabs on some cells that are developing. There's some cells starting to get going in South Dakota. So we are also continuing to monitor that as well. So again, that's severe thunderstorm watch for another 4 hours exactly. So it's 11 o'clock. If you're just tuning in, you are watching continuous coverage, live tornado coverage of tornado warnings across Nebraska and Minnesota. The storms on the Nebraska side have been allowed to expire. We just have the one tornado warning now in Minnesota, in Cottonwood County. And we do have the severe thunderstorm warning in South Dakota as well, over Lake Andes, that we are monitoring very closely as well. So that is the latest. And right here, looks like they have updated the warning box. All right, so as of 11 o'clock, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, located a little bit north of Jeffers, or 19 miles north of Windham, moving southeast at 15 miles per hour. So this thing is actually slowing down, which is not good. That is not good news. Usually that means that there is a tornado in progress, or a tornado is more likely forming, usually if the storm slows down like that. And it looks like our velocity has gained some strength, unfortunately. It looks like we are starting to see some rotation, some better velocity there. As you can see, the bright reds, almost yellow kind of area, and then the greens. That's the area we're looking at. Basically inside of that polygon, that red polygon. Tornado and golf ball size tail there. So again, tornadic thunderstorm remain over rural areas, so that's good. But again, still impacting Jeffers. If you're in Jeffers, Minnesota, please be in your safe spot, seeking shelter immediately. This is not a good situation there. Again, sturdy building, avoid windows. Take cover now. Heavy rainfall may hide this tornado. Do not wait or to see or hear the tornado. Take cover now. So that is what they're saying on this storm. So that is the latest. Again, we are monitoring what's going on here. Tornado warning that continues here near Jeffers. So if you're in Jeffers, please be seeking shelter. Be in your safe spot here. As again, we have the tornado warning that continues for a little bit longer here. And hopefully it expires and hopefully we are done with the tornado threat. We do have some other thunderstorms. One down here in South Dakota that continues. Severe thunderstorm there for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. Heading towards Lake Andes right now. So if you're in Lake Andes, Pickstown, Ravina, please seek shelter immediately. We do have other cells that are forming, which is what we were talking about around that 11 o'clock time frame, and that's what we're looking at. That's exactly what's going on. So right here, there you go, near Bridgewater, Monroe areas, that's what we're looking at. We got some more cells popping up. Those would impact the Sioux Falls area, by the way, if that continues to grow. So that is something we are keeping a very close eye on at this point. Otherwise, we have the tornado warning again that continues here. And we're just going to hang tight here and see what happens. Let's look at the velocity. Still there. We still have rotation on this storm. So there is your velocity. And there's a little bit of shear going on in that as well. So again, that tornado warning does remain in effect until 11:15 there for Cottonwood County, central Cottonwood County to be exact. And it's heading towards Jeffers. So again, cannot stress this enough, folks. In Jeffers, in and around Jeffers, north of Jeffers, please be seeking shelter immediately. This is a dangerous situation. It's at night. You know, it's hard to see. And got a little bit of everything here in southwestern Minnesota tonight. We got the flash flooding concerns, lots of lightning, lots of thunderstorm activity, lots of heavy rain. We have the hail and probably some strong gusty winds as well embedded with these storms, and then the tornado threat as well. So kind of a mixed bag and pretty much what they expected. I mean, they were anticipating these thunderstorms to be severe and tornadic, and that's exactly what has happened here this evening. And this continues here for another 5 minutes. We'll hang tight with you guys and see what they decide to do with this. But for a few more minutes, again, this tornado warning remains in effect. This is your hail tracker, by the way. This is where we have hail, and there's definitely some good-sized hail in this storm. This is our dual polarization technology that we use using GR2 Analyst. This gives us a picture of what's going on inside this thunderstorm, and there is some hail associated with this storm. So looks like really that storm and the one down here near Lake Andes are really the main and only real hail makers. Now, so unfortunately, I have some bad news to report here. It does look like they have extended this tornado warning. My oh my. So they have extended this tornado warning box. This is now a brand new tornado warning that is in effect here. Let me give you the latest. They have just continued to extend this tornado warning. This does now include Jeffers. It includes Delft, Comfrey areas. You are all now under a tornado warning. Jeffers, and Jeffers. I cannot stress that enough. If you were in Jeffers, any folks in Jeffers, very serious situation here. You guys need to be in your shelter, seeking shelter immediately. Basement, lowest floor, sturdy shelter. All right, let me read this off to you guys. So we have a new tornado warning for central Cottonwood County in Minnesota, now in effect until midnight, so 45 minutes now. All right, so let's see. All right, so tornado warning in effect until midnight for again Cottonwood County. 3 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Jeffers, or 17 miles north of Windham, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. Tornado and half-dollar sized hail on this storm. Radar indicated rotation. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. This is now they're talking. This is in the event of a tornado, if there is a tornado. Again, dangerous storm will be near Jeffers within the next couple of minutes. So again, Jeffers, cannot stress that enough. You have to be taking shelter right now. Taking cover, moving to a basement or an interior room. Again, lowest floor, sturdy building, avoid windows. Protect yourself from flying debris. That would include, a mattress, putting a mattress over you, a helmet, those kinds of things. So, and it looks like they have allowed that other tornado warning box to expire, so that's at least good. But they have replaced the old one with the new one. So now we have a new tornado warning on the radar here. So that is not good, especially with it being at night. Heightened sense of worry and concern, unfortunately, in these areas. Please be seeking shelter in these areas. I absolutely cannot stress that enough. You guys have to be seeking shelter. This is a dangerous situation. And again, Jeffers is the area we're looking at there. And I also do want to mention real quick, jump back over to Minnesota. I do want to mention we do have the Severe thunderstorm warning that continues here over Lake Andes area, Pickstown, in effect here until 11:30. Located near Pickstown again, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-sized hail there on that storm. And again, we do have this tornado warning that continues, and it will continue now until midnight. So, top of the hour, top of the morning. It's gonna be. It's been a long night, and it looks like it's gonna be even more of a long night, unfortunately, as we do have that tornado warning that remains in effect here. So again, Jeffers, Delft areas. There is also probably a good hail core on this storm, as you can see there in that purple area. That is your hail area. That's your hail core there. And looking at the velocity, there is definitely a couplet there. That is your area right there. That's your velocity. That bright, anytime you have the bright greens and the bright reds like that together, that is not a good look. That is not a good picture that you want to see. That indicates a rotation and a possible tornado. Again, that is just south of Sanborn. So it looks like Sanborn in the clear of the tornado, or the possible tornado. Looks like it's heading towards Jeffers or a little bit east of Jeffers. But again, Jeffers, please be seeking shelter. It's a very rough situation. Just hope that everybody will be okay out of this. I sure hope that nobody gets hurt. Hopefully nobody's property gets damaged. Hopefully this weakens and dies out. But unfortunately, if you've been outside today, it's been that kind of day. It's been super humid out. You know, it hasn't been really that warm out, but it doesn't really need to be. It doesn't, especially this time of the year. It really does not need to be hot to get severe weather and tornadoes to form. You just need all of the right ingredients, and especially it needs to be humid. And it has been very humid today. It's been muggy out there, and as a result, we have these tornadic thunderstorms tonight that have been going through our area. So, Sioux Falls, again, under the gun. We have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 3 a.m. for those areas. Again, southeastern South Dakota, northeastern Nebraska, northwest Iowa, southwest Minnesota. So that's what we're looking at there. And we will continue to monitor that for the next several hours as we have that severe thunderstorm watch in place. And this is your tornado warning box that we are most concerned about right now, near, again, Delft, Jeffers area. So if you are anywhere near Jeffers and Delft or in those communities, you have to be seeking shelter. You have to be in your safe spot or near Comfrey. I would say even Comfrey, even Brigham Lake or Bingham Lake at this point. You're close enough to the warning box that you need to be seeking shelter at this point. Now, if there's any kind of good news out of this, they did drop the severe thunderstorm the severe thunderstorm warnings. So at this point, we do not have any severe thunderstorm warnings in our area. Actually, anywhere in the United States, it looks like. I'm trying to find a spot on the map, and I don't see any. So in the entire country, we do not have any more severe thunderstorm warnings as of 11:20 p.m. Central Time. But we do have a couple of flash flood warnings, and we have one tornado warning. That is why we are on the air here. That is why we are live, bringing you guys continued coverage. We've been live for over 3 hours, bringing you guys the latest. And the number one reason why we're on right now is because of this tornado warning that is in effect here in southwestern Minnesota for Cottonwood County, near Jeffers, Minnesota. So Again, if you have any folks in and around Jeffers, need to be letting them know. If you're in the area, seek shelter immediately. Again, lowest floor, away from windows, sturdy shelter. I just hope that this thing starts to die out, because this storm has been going on for several hours now. This thing has been going for quite some time, and unfortunately, it looks like it is not dying anytime soon. It's not going away anytime soon. So this is the situation. This is what we have to deal with, unfortunately, for the next 40 minutes. So we are just going to continue to watch things here in the Storm Center. We do have a new and improved studio. It's the same location, it's just been modified to bring us better coverage for you guys, better technology, and again, this area. I'm hoping here. Okay, here's what I'm hoping. This activity farther to the south, these light little pop-up showers near Mountain Lake over towards Falda. The hope is that those kind of develop and kind of make this storm die out. It kind of kills the energy off of this storm, and we're hoping that that's what happens here. And we're hoping the storm can finally die out. I mean, I don't want to be live, to be honest. I don't want to be I don't want to be covering tornadoes, because we don't need tornadoes impacting people. But I am doing this to bring you guys awareness and being weather aware, to make sure that you guys are not putting yourself in harm's way. Make sure you guys are weather aware. Also, as comfort. I know some people have comfort from watching coverage. I don't have any updates on any of these storms at this time. I don't have any updates at this point. Yep, we are watching this very closely. Jeffers area right now. Tornado warning that continues for this area. And again, we have the flash flood warnings also just north and east of Tracy there, and then also up near Marshall and Lind. That continues for a little while longer that we're watching. And then we have a bunch of cells developing here in southeastern South Dakota. This one down here near Lake Andes, fortunately, has been allowed to expire. There was a severe thunderstorm warning on this, and that has been allowed to expire, so that's good news there. Then another cell here near Canastota. So if that continues, that would actually impact Sioux Falls. So that is certainly interesting and has my attention. Again, if that materializes into something, that would hit Sioux Falls. So uh, we're going to keep a very close eye on that. But again, the main storm that we're looking at, right over Jeffers, Minnesota. I know I feel like a broken record. I apologize if it seems like I'm repeating myself here, but it really is. There's not much to report on. We're not getting any reports in. It's going to be hard to see anything. It's going to be, you can't really see any chaser feed. It's hard to see anything. It's at night and it's probably rain wrapped, and so it's just not going to be next to impossible to see a tornado. So best thing we can do is show the radar. That's really all we can do, is show the radar picture of what's going on, switch back and forth between the velocity and the regular radar picture. And that's kind of all we can really do. Looks like the spot right now is just east of Jeffers. I mean, we're talking by a mile or two, just east of Jeffers. So hopefully it missed Jeffers, but it looks like it is heading towards Delph. So if you're in the Delph area at this point, you need to be taking shelter. This is a very dangerous storm. And anywhere, I mean, really anywhere in this red polygon, you need to be seeking shelter. You need to be in your basement, in your safe spot. So again, that is what we're looking at here. Again, tornado warning. That is continues here for near Jeffers and Delph for the next half hour. We are just continuing to monitor things here in our storm center. And we'll see if any activity hits Sioux Falls here. As again, Sioux Falls has been under a severe thunderstorm watch. So it will be interesting to see if this activity grows in strength and hits Sioux Falls. So it will be interesting to see if that happens. But again, we are looking at this tornado warning box here. The hope is for this to subside and kind of kill itself off and die out finally. But it does not. Looks like as of now, it's still there. That rotation signature is still there over that same area. So we are just continuing to monitor the latest here. Again, tornado warning continues until midnight tonight. So another half hour on this storm at this point. So we are continuing to monitor everything here in our storm center. Again, we are still live here. If you guys are just tuning in, we've been live for several hours now, bringing you guys live coverage. And we are so again we have that severe thunderstorm watch still in place here, and we are just monitoring the latest. It does look like we do have an update. So tornado warning remains in effect until midnight, so they are continuing the tornado warning. Thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Jeffers or 13 miles north of Windham, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. Radar indicated rotation still, so that's good. Not confirmed at this point as of 11:30. That's great news. Hopefully that continues. This tornadic thunderstorm will be near Delft. And again, take cover now. Move to the basement. Interior room, lowest floor. Start building. Avoid windows. So again, that is what we're looking at here. So unfortunately, there's not much more to really go over. We're just continuing to monitor everything. Again, if you have any folks near the Delft area, please be letting them know. There is a very, very strong thunderstorm. Also, I'm going to briefly switch radars here, just briefly here. This is our different product. This is our WSV3. Do want to show you this. Look at all the lightning. There is a ton of lightning on this in this area, this whole thunderstorm area. So that's another thing about all this is that there's just so much lightning on this in this area of thunderstorm activity. And then, obviously the severe thunderstorm watch there in yellow that continues for, again, North Platte, O'Neill, central and northeastern Nebraska, and then southeastern South Dakota, Yankton, Mitchell, Sioux Falls, Brookings, and then northwest Iowa there, Spencer, Lamar's, Rock Rapids, and then southwestern Minnesota, Mankato, Tracy, Marshall areas, Mountain Lake, Jackson, Worthington areas. So that is the latest severe thunderstorm watch there until 3 a.m. So just gonna continue to monitor this situation. So I'm gonna be right back here. All right, so I do apologize for that little break, but I am back here and let's go over this tornado warning again. This is for, again, Cottonwood County. Thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located 7 miles northwest of Mountain Lake, 11 miles northeast of Wyndham, moving east at 20 miles per hour. Radar indicated rotation. Again, tornado will be located near the community of Delft. And I gotta say, at this point, the velocity has subsided. Looks like things have calmed down quite a bit. So that is great news. Looks like the velocity is down from what it was before. So that is wonderful. Now there are more cells popping up, that was the anticipation. Would be after dark, storms would start firing up in southeastern South Dakota and around the Sioux Falls area. And that is what we're seeing. I mean, there's cells everywhere popping up here. Up near the Brookings area. There's cells near Garrettson. There's cells in, near Laverne and Wilmot. And then there's cells in northwest Iowa. There's cells in Nebraska. There's cells down near Geddes, Platte, Lake Andes, Armour, Avon, Tyndall areas. There's cells near Parkston. Cells near Dolton. There's a cell southwest of Hartford, moving towards Sioux Falls. So, all something to keep an eye on. So, that is what we're looking at there. And again, I was not showing the radar. There we go. So that's what I'm talking about right here. This whole broad area of thunderstorms. There's little cells again everywhere across southeastern South Dakota, and then up into northwest Iowa, Nebraska, southwest Minnesota, obviously, and then South Dakota. So, yep, we're keeping a close eye on everything here tonight. It's been a long night. We've been live for over 3.5 hours, continuous live stream here to give you guys the latest up-to-date weather information, making sure you guys are up to date on everything with the weather. Now, there is a brand new severe thunderstorm warning box that hopefully takes away the tornado warning. So we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go ahead and run through that here real quick for southeastern Cottonwood County and southwestern Minnesota until 12:15. Moving southeast at 25 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour winds, and quarter-sized hail with this storm. Also, tornadoes still going to be possible on this storm. In effect here until, again, 12:15. So, National Weather Service, again, issuing that 1-inch hail, 60 mile per hour winds, and a tornado is possible. Still on this storm near Mountain Lake. So if you have any folks in Mountain Lake, if you have any folks in Comfrey, if you have any folks in your Darfur areas, please be in your safe spot. Please seek shelter, as this is still a dangerous situation. Again, at night, hard to see these storms, but yeah, this is the #1 strongest storm by far, and actually, looks like they did cancel that tornado warning. So, looks like the tornado warning has been allowed to expire. So that is awesome news there. They have allowed that tornado warning to expire in southwestern Minnesota. So let me see here.
Does this hit it?
All right. And so again, they have allowed this tornado warning to expire. So that is great news there. Kind of figured it really lost its punch a few minutes ago. Didn't really see much on the velocity anymore. And they have replaced it with a severe thunderstorm warning. Tornado still possible. They do have that tag, tornado still possible on this storm. But they have allowed that tornado warning to expire. All right, so that is that. We don't have any more. Let's go through everything one more time real quick here, and then we're going to jump off here. It's getting late. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch that continues. Let's start with the severe thunderstorm warning now. Again, this is for Cottonwood County in Minnesota. Moving southeast at 25 miles per hour, quarter-sized tail, 60 mile per hour winds on this storm. Tornado possible as well. This is near the, let's see here. This is near Mountain Lake. So Mountain Lake, Minnesota, if you got any folks in that area, be sure to let them know that, and if you are in the area, please seek shelter immediately. I do want to mention also a report a half hour ago, tree limbs broken in the Wyndham area. So that was a weather report there. So I do want to mention that. So again, no more tornado warnings. That is gone. We just have one severe thunderstorm warning. That is in Minnesota, with the flash flood warnings continue in southwestern Minnesota for the Marshall area for another 20 minutes. And then we have other cells developing across, east central South Dakota near Brookings area. And we have more cells here in southwest Minnesota near Wilmont, Laverne areas, and then more in northwest Iowa, Spirit Lake, Sanborn, Orange City areas, Nebraska, and then southeastern South Dakota near Platte, Armour, Tyndall, Parkston, Dolton, and then over towards Hartford. We have these cells that have developed, and so that is the latest there. So the anticipation is for thunderstorms to grow in strength and grow in coverage and move in an easterly direction overnight. And storms will be strong to severe, as we've already seen it, and that will continue overnight. So that's the anticipation. Sioux Falls area could get in on this thunderstorm activity for sure overnight. But we don't have any more tornado warnings. So what we're going to do here is we're coming up on midnight. We're coming up on the midnight hour here on this Friday night. We hope that you guys stayed safe out there tonight. We hope you guys were able to tune in and get something out of this live stream. We've been live for almost 4 hours tonight, bringing you guys live wall-to-wall coverage. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to give it a like, thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. We thank each and every one of you for tuning in tonight and every live stream that we do. We really sincerely appreciate the support. And again, we sure hope you guys were able to stay safe tonight. Hopefully nobody got injured, and hopefully no casualties tonight. We did have quite a few tornado warnings tonight, but luckily, for the most part, it looks like we didn't have any major damage, so that was good. But that is the latest here. We don't have anything else to report on. Follow us on social media for more. We'll have more updates in the coming minutes and hours, and then we'll continue to provide you guys updates on social media as we get them. And so that is the latest for now. Again, make sure you have a safety plan in place tonight for weather. Weather radios have a way to receive watches and warnings. Most people get them on their phones now, but weather radio is also nice to have when you're sleeping. So just be sure you guys are being weather aware tonight, as there's still that risk for severe weather tonight. But it looks like the conditions have dropped down So that is good. So we're going to jump off here. We hope you guys enjoyed watching, and hopefully you guys were able to stay safe and or help people keep and stay safe out there. And hope you guys have a wonderful night. Stay safe. Oh, and also want to thank our entire crew. Just real quick, I wanted to thank our entire crew, our T Storm Chasers crew, as well as our storm chasing group that was out there in the field today as well. And so for Braden and his team, and for everyone else involved, I am Riley saying good night, and hope you guys have a wonderful